Gary, firstly, thank you for taking the time to speak to me today. I just want to get your insight into a few things. The season's coming to an end. At what point does a manager start living in the present and start at least subconsciously thinking about the next season?
Yeah, I think once you approach the end, you know how quickly the summer will go. So we start to think about having discussions with people upstairs around what we may need for next season and what it needs to look like. But it never really takes your focus away from the present. You just sort of add it as a thing to do. My focus is still 100% and still equally as focused on Crystal Palace and Liverpool as I was earlier in the season. But just a few extra discussions, later in the evenings around recruitment for next year and what the team may need to look like. So, yeah, just a little bit of extra work so you can try and get ahead of the curve for the summer.
No rest for the wicked, Gary. No rest for the wicked. How do you find your first full season with the club? Did you achieve any personal goals that you set out to get at the beginning? I mean, personally, I think you should have been nominated for Manager of the Year, but that's just my opinion, and it doesn't count for anything.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I think, my goal was to unite the group, firstly, because it was such a turbulent summer, and to make sure that we weren't relegated, because it was a real possibility. The club understood it was a real possibility. Um, when you look at the team from last year, it managed to achieve 41 points, but was in a relegation battle for a large part of it. Um, and from that group, we lost Collins, Traore, Jimenez, Nunes, Neves, Podence, Matinho. Um, we made like a £100 million profit. Uh, we lost the head coach 3 days. They lost the head coach 3 days before the season, and we've still managed, with all of that turnover, we've managed to improve the points tally from 41 to 46. So the players that have been here this year deserve unbelievable credit. The season has been a massive success. Of course, the last few weeks have been tough with the injury situation and form has started to drop. But I'm really keen for everybody to understand the sort of the situation that the players found themselves in. You can imagine being involved in a tough season last year, and then so many bits of your team, important bits, start leaving. The head coach, key players, everyone starts leaving. It'd be really easy to get really down and disillusioned as to how tough this season might be. And they've managed to come together, they've managed to fight, managed to play some incredible football, managed to have an incredible relationship with the supporters. And we're on 46 points with 2 games to go. So a fantastic season.
To be honest, you're reflecting on everything that's happened more so in the summer, but I still think it's remarkable what's happened in season for you and the players. You've been the victim of some strange decisions, shall we say? I don't want to get into trouble. And
Yep.
also a lot of injuries, a raft of injuries throughout the course of the last 9, 10 months. But still, you're here in 46. And I would argue, again, probably should have over 50 points.
Yeah, there's been some decisions that have gone against us, of course. I think when I get to this point in the season, you start to reflect on it as a whole, and it would be really pointless of me now to start going over, oh, we could have had this or we could have had that if it wasn't for the officials and it wasn't for this. We're in control of our own points tally, and we need to be responsible for that. So that's why I speak about the issues that we've faced as a team, with people leaving and injuries, rather than the impact that officials have, because we can only look after what we can look after. But yeah, even the fight and the spirit of the supporters in the last few weeks, we lost 2-0 at home to Arsenal. And when Arsenal scored their second goal, our fans stood up and started clapping our players because of the effort and the work and the togetherness and the quality that they've managed to show, with only 10 fit senior outfield players available, to show that level of commitment and intensity against an Arsenal side. So those small successes in tough moments have been also incredible. The support that the fans have given me, because I owe them a huge amount. The backing and the support and the atmosphere that they've been able to create and give this year has been incredible. So really looking forward to tomorrow's game.
It's nice to see that the love goes both ways, fans to you and you to the fans. Can I also, how hard a challenge is it to manage at times because of injuries and sales in the summer, a very threadbare squad?
It's been really challenging. I've learnt so much. I think some days we've only been able to train with 10 players. So you've got a big game coming up at the weekend and you want to practice this and you want to prepare that. And it's like we've only got 10. Obviously, you can bring the young lads up, but then they have to be ready. Otherwise, the quality of the session can start to drop, and it's no good for them, and it's no good for the first team players. And then sort of the group that you come into, and you can see that they've had a tough summer, and they've lost a lot of their key players, and they're looking at you for leadership and to unite them. So loads and loads of challenges, loads, and I've learned so much from them. I'm definitely better now than I was in the summer. I'm going to use the summer itself to make sure that I improve as well. Going to go away because when you're in season, you get so focused with your own views and the next game and the next 3 points and the injury situation that you get really sort of narrow focused. So during the summer, I'm going to take my time to sort of take those blinkers off and be able to stand back and review and assess my own part in it. Do some things to make sure that I improve over the summer and come back better again. So really looking forward to the next 2 games firstly, and then a summer where I can do some work on being better and making sure the team is better. And then come back and get ready for pre-season and we start all over again.
A slightly personal question. I've worked with a few of your ex-teammates, Matt Jarvis, Danny Simpson, quite recently as well. They all speak highly of you. They did say that you are a bit older than them, so your legs weren't what they used to be, but still a great guy to have around.
Yeah.
But they didn't mention anything about you heading into management. Was it something you always envisioned for yourself?
Yeah, I did from quite a young age. I didn't make a big thing of it around the groups that I was in, obviously, but I always thought really deeply about the game because like I wasn't one that was physically exceptional for the level that I played at. I was always fit. I could cover a lot of ground, but I wasn't really powerful. I wasn't big. I wasn't strong. I wasn't overly quick. So I had to try and gain advantages with my understanding and being able to use my brain. And now, thankfully, I don't need to use my legs and my physicality anymore. I can rely purely on my brain. Hopefully, I'm able to be more successful in this part of my career than I was when I was playing. So, yeah, good guys, Danny and Matt. Obviously, good players and good to be around them in the group. Hope they're still doing really well, and yeah, glad that I've been able to surprise them and make my way into Premier League management.
Of all the players that I've worked with who have played with you, I can tell you right now they're incredibly chuffed for you, very happy, and they wish you all the best. Those are the words they relayed to me previously.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Final thing, I have about 1:30 left. Your last game of the season, it's going to be Anfield. It's Klopp's last game. What are you expecting from that? I mean, he's given so much to Liverpool Football Club. He's a character and he's a winner, and it'll be an emotional day.
Yeah, so I know Jurgen. I don't want to say fairly well, but better than most. Obviously, I worked at Liverpool for a little while. Got to be around him quite a bit, and even without that, without knowing him to that extra level, what he's done for Liverpool Football Club and the Premier League is incredible. You know, him and Pep Guardiola over the last few seasons going at it and pushing each other on, and the teams pushing each other. The atmosphere he creates at Anfield. So next weekend will definitely be an emotional day where I think from their point of view, I know Jurgen would want the team to be incredibly focused and trying to give the best performance it can for his last one. And then after that, obviously the emotion of him leaving and it being his last moments in front of the Kop and the crowd will be a special experience to be involved around. But of course, we go there still hopefully looking to finish in the top half and still having our own sort of aims and goals. Hopefully this weekend against Crystal Palace we can increase our chances, and then we can go to Anfield and put in a real good performance, take more points, and then obviously show respect to one of the best managers in the Premier League in recent times in Jurgen Klopp.
All right, Gary, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
Wish you all the
you.
best for the remaining fixtures. Speak to you soon.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.